In today's ASMR one card pull, I've pulled a card from the Somnia Oracle. So let's see what we have today. We have the Self. Sorry, my hands are shaking today. Okay. I think my anxiety is a little higher than I'd like it to be. So sometimes that comes across with in my arms shaking. All right, page 16, the Self. Keywords: wholeness, integration, individuation, identity, authenticity, truth. A cloaked figure stands upon a solitary rock in the center of an expansive ocean. A flaming torch illuminates the surroundings, casting light that spreads across the calm water. The figure remains grounded, serving as a beacon in the vast sea. The self depicts the result of individuation, where the figure achieves inner harmony. By integrating both conscious and unconscious aspects, they reach a state of balance. The cloak symbolizes the hidden aspects of their shadow, which have been carefully integrated. The rock beneath them represents stability, offering a foundation as they confront deeper layers of their psyche. An active pursuit of self awareness is represented by the torch that repels the darkness. This moment of clarity expresses the nature of embracing all aspects of the self, leading to a profound sense of inner peace and wholeness. And then it says, recall a moment when you felt completely at peace with yourself and explore what led to that feeling. Okay, well, I'm not sure that. I'm really trying to think if there ever has been a moment where I felt completely at peace with yourself. I think the closest I ever get to that is when I'm in nature, especially hiking, and especially, I don't do this anymore. Maybe someday I'll get back into it, but like backpacking or going camping. Backpacking with other people or going camping by myself. So things where you're either way away from civilization or you're way on your own. And part of that, I think, is because it's not just peace with myself, it's like peace in myself, because I oftentimes have a lot of trouble when I'm around people, especially people that I'm close to, so home and work and things like that. Not necessarily always close to in terms of like connection, like say your friends, more like close to in terms of like you're always in close proximity, like you live or you work together, right? You're around people a lot. I have a really hard time being at peace in my own mind when I'm, at home or at work. And it's not about people talking or being too loud. It's like the internal chatter becomes too loud, even if I'm in a room by myself. So being out in nature, especially when I'm by myself, and I don't just mean like at the county park, I mean like in a state park or conservation area or national park or something like that. And those are where I find the most peace, I think. So I think this is also a card, the self, to me, at least the way I think about it right now. And there's been some things that have kind of sort of forcing me to look at this in myself deeper. And I think while it's true that we all have like different selves within us and integration's great, I also think for some of us we can do that to an extent, but not all of ourselves can be integrated. And I read this great line in this book the other day about like when we tell the narratives of our own stories, of our own lives. For some people, part of that narrative is disruption of the narrative or is disruption of the self. And that's okay, right? Like, you try to integrate different things, but there's some things that may not be integratable, you know, depending on the kind of things you've been through in your life. And that's not true for everybody, but it was very freeing to me, because instead of trying to like push, you know, something round through a round peg through a square hole, it was like, oh, that my integration is not integration. If that makes sense. I don't know. Anyway, it's an interesting card. Lots to think about with this card, at least for me. I hope it also spoke to you in some way. This is also just a beautiful deck, so maybe the image even just spoke to you. But I hope you got something out of this today, and I hope to see you again soon.